Hello, my name is Bree and I'd like to talk to you about the calf muscles and what you can do to help alleviate cramping of the calf muscle and also some preventative measures that you can take. Something tells me these aren't the shoes you wear when you ride bitch. You ever think of taking your Birkenstocks onto the back of a Harley? Well, maybe it would be a good idea because the shoes you wear could have a great impact on how your legs feel throughout the ride. Hi, why am I talking shoes? Because the shoe that your foot goes in has a lot to do with your experience, not only in your foot, but also within the leg. So you want to have shoes that are very mobile and allow your foot to move around. Also, you want to have shoes that are wide enough so that as the day goes on, the foot can expand. Now, I know it might seem weird that I'm talking about the shoes that you wear, but even weirder, I'm going to talk about what pants are you wearing. Because if you're wearing tight pants, and the pants end up cutting into the top of your leg, then you're likely to be cutting off some of the circulation that goes down into the foot and all the way through the leg. And this is my Clement anatomy book, and I'd like to show you a picture of the gastrocnemius here, this muscle which is at the back of the lower leg. And most people think of this muscle as the one that helps you to come up on your toes. When you're standing, rise up on your toes. It's also the sexy muscle women have when they're wearing their high heels. But this muscle does two things. It plantar flexes the foot down here via this long tendon called the Achilles tendon back here at the back of the foot. But it also hooks into the back of the thigh bone here behind the knee, and therefore it also is a muscle that helps you bend at the knee. And this is important because I know when you're riding bitch on the back of a bike, you spend a lot of time with your knees bent. Oh no, what can you do? Your leg is already in a cramp. Well, usually the leg gets to be in a cramp from the foot being held in one position, and that usually ends up being this position. However, when you're riding on the back of a Harley, your foot tends to be in this flexed position like this, or your ankle tends to be in this flexed position. But remember the anatomy book, how it also has to do with the flexion of the knee. So keeping the leg flexed like this for a long period of time will also bring about a cramp in the back of the leg. What you do is you slowly take the flexion out of the knee and the ankle and allow this muscle here to be loose and jiggly. Then, if possible, you can start to massage the muscle. One way to massage the muscle is to just kind of hit it with your fist. And this might actually work well for your partner to help you, the driver of the bike. You could move your leg around to the front and let him punch you in the leg. Another way to massage the calf muscle is to use your hands. And you can use either the flat of the palm of the hand and rake up and down along the muscle like so. Make sure you get both sides. Another thing I like to do is a squeezing action like this, where I take both palms and squeeze in towards the middle of the back of the muscle. And then there's also the knuckle rub, which you can do coming up this way. Then you always have this option of using something else to rub your leg. I like to use the knee of my opposite leg, and I just kind of rub the calf muscle there on top of my own knee. Now you might be thinking, what about my riding buddy? Well, why not use his knee? to massage out your own calf muscle. Give it a try. So how about a bit of cramp prevention, something you can do before you get on the road? Well, one thing I like to do is to use a tennis ball or some other ball of similar resistance and size to massage the bottom of my foot. And how does this help, you may ask? Well, let's take a look at the anatomy book. Taking another look in my anatomy book at the same area of the body but a different view. This is the side view of the calf here. And I'd like you to take notice of this long fascial sheath which becomes the Achilles tendon, and it actually wraps around the bottom of the heel here and comes down along the bottom of the foot. You notice that the fascia at the back of the leg extends all the way down, wraps under the heel to the bottom of the foot. If we can get that fascia all loosened up and lubricated before our ride, there's less of a chance that it'll tighten up during the long journey. Likewise, we can also do this. This is a massage for the Achilles tendon here. You take the hand and with your thumb and pointer finger, you grab down here at the heel, right on the Achilles tendon, and start to pinch up. Now you'll notice if you flex your foot all the way that the tendon becomes really taut. It's really hard, it doesn't bend much. But if you let go, then you can bend the tendon around quite a bit, just like so. And this tendon comes all the way up the back of the leg, and it may be quite tender in places. So do take your time and take care with yourself. And this massage can go up and down the leg several times, just like so. I start and I never want to stop. So from my anatomy book, you might have saw the long fascia that came down the back of the leg, wrapped under the heel, and came to about the bottom of the foot. And sometimes that fascia kind of gets stuck together. And I bet you're wondering why I have this trash bag. Why I have this trash bag is because it's similar to fascia in that sometimes it gets stuck together and you just can't find the opening. Well, what's the trick to getting it loose and open is to rub it back and forth like this. And then voila, you can open up your bag. Same goes for the mobility of the lower leg. When you rub your Achilles tendon and you let the tendon be loose, don't just pinch like so. It also works well if you start to rub along the fascia. And imagine rubbing the different layers loose of each other. And this can continue all the way up the leg. So we've talked about using the ball to roll out our foot and using our hands for massage. How about some preventative stretching? And one stretch that's very common is just the back of the leg stretch, where people go like this to stretch the back of the leg. You can use a chair to hold on to, or even perform this stretch at the wall. Another choice for stretching out your heel may be to use something like this, a strap. You can also use a belt or a towel to do the same thing. What you're going to do is place the strap around the ball of your foot, that's where your toes connect, and then straighten out the leg, pulling the foot back into a flexed position, flexion at the ankle. And this can be done with either this knee here being a little bit bent or the leg being totally straight. Just depends on where you feel the stretch. You can also use the strap to move the foot around like so. Now I'm pulling on the big toe side, and I'm pulling on the little toe side. Then you can also strengthen the muscles by then, instead of using the hands to pull, you use the foot to push away the big toe side, push away the pinky toe side. Now, here's another way that you can stretch out the back of the calf and the ankle and the heel of the foot. And for this, I'm going to use these short little yoga blocks, but using the curb of the street or a median is also an option, as well as using a stair. And what you would do is to be stand up on the stair or the curb and hang the heels off, and then let the heels drop down. And dropping the heels down and using the weight of your body will stretch out the back of the calf and the Achilles and the heel of the foot. Taking another look into my anatomy book, I wanted to show you here what the leg looks like with the outer muscles stripped away, because there's actually more happening back here than what we think. If you take a look at your leg, you'll notice that in the front there are very few muscles. It's mainly bone. All of the muscles are located on the side and the back of the leg. And these are the muscles which move the toes of the foot. In fact, here is the flexor hallucis longus, and it is responsible for the flexing of the big toe. That means when you push your toe down into the ground, it's this muscle back here that's doing the action. Now, you might be wondering why I bothered to show you those lower layers of the calf muscles in the back of the leg. It has to do with your toes. And I'd like you to actually take a chance to be aware, Oscar, there goes the pen, to be aware of what's going on with your feet while you are riding at the back of the bike. If perchance you are pushing down in your shoe with the big toe side of your foot, you are using the musculature at the back of the leg, which might be causing some cramping in the calf muscles. And then you also might be doing this, going towards the pinky toe side of the foot as you grip in and kind of spin the legs out like so, which also could be providing some hardship onto the calf muscles, causing them to cramp up. Now that we've talked a little bit about the structure of the lower leg and some stretches you can do, and some exercises, some self-massage, and the types of clothing that you can wear, I hope you have a wonderful and cramp-free calf muscle.